Bang, bang, nine a gang.
What it
Faithful
is.
Boys Podcast. Yes, sir. Well, we bang and we can't no more, man. We got Prez P Warrior _9 and right on time. Uncle Keith.
Oh, 7 o'clock on the dot.
Hey,
and
hey,
myself, Benjamin Ness. What's good, Unc?
I'm good, man. Can't see much picture though. What's going on there?
I don't see you. I hear you loud and clear, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm
it ain't.
sure.
You on the computer?
Yeah,
And make sure your the cam's on and not just the audio.
Yeah, that's it.
cam's on. Or maybe I got something behind it. Ain't no telling. Knowing me.
Ain't no telling.
Well, shit, we know Unc gonna be right back on. But what's going on, fellas? I was out of pocket last week. I think we all was. I know you was on holding it down by
Yeah,
yourself,
I
wasn't
tried to
it?
get on, but
Yeah,
couldn't get hooked up.
but I'd probably say the first 40 minutes was good, and after that, it probably went left. So, you know,
Nah, it's all good,
it
brother.
is what it
Shit.
is.
Yeah, well, we could definitely talk about that game from last week and hit on this Dallas one a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Facts.
The
Yeah.
Purdy man, the first thing coming to my mind. Watching him push that ball down the field a little bit, that prayers. You know, I was impressed when I saw that, brother. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely better than the week before.
True that. True.
Yeah, facts.
True that.
It's
Uh,
it's it's good to see him take shots, man. It's good to see him take shots. But it's the week. This is the week to find out. Because these next four, and not to look ahead, but these next 4 games is all real opponents.
Not real spill. Real
So
spill.
let's just see them. Keep it going. Keep pushing. It's there. It feel like they operating in a space that we ain't really seen under Shanahan on the offensive side. So that's it's a beautiful thing.
Nah, true that.
Yeah.
Well, y'all thoughts, bro, from last week against Arizona? I mean, to me, I don't know how y'all viewed them coming in. I thought, like personally, I think Dobbs is an upgrade from Kyler Murray. So I think that, pretty good team that you're going up against. You know, they got a pretty good run game. So to me coming in now and division game, I thought, okay, decent test, you know what I'm saying? And then he a mobile quarterback. But yeah, we was up for the task. So shit, let's talk about that one, bro, so we could get to the good one. You hear me?
Well, a couple of things went down last week that I thought were very, very impressive. The first and foremost is all the records that got broke. Completion percentages. I mean, that's Young's record. That's efficiency. That's talent. That's putting the ball where it's supposed to be. Consecutive games with touchdown. You know, um, Jerry Rice's record got broke. And the 49ers most consecutive games over 30.
Props.
That to me, that's crazy good.
Nah, that's true. That so look, I got you. We gonna do that.
Hey, there we go.
uh-huh.
I'm in there, but I can't move.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
And we gonna do that. Nah, you
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you. We can see you.
Straight.
You cooking, yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, while he getting straight, give me your spin, P Warrior.
Well, after the Arizona beat Dallas, I think that kind of had the attention even more so than it already would have been. Because I watched that game against the Cowboys, and they ran with the Cowboys like they wasn't even there.
Props.
And they attacked the Cowboys with the run game, the pass game. Their defense was everywhere. You know, when the Cowboys had their opportunities in the red zone, Dak threw the one pick, but they could never do anything really. So I think that was good that Arizona beat the Cowboys because we could have went in there slipping too, underestimating them, and got caught. So to me, they jumped on them from the jump offensively. They came about bam, 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 and everything else. And then
Right.
defensively, they came with the right intensity, you know, to, you know, it's like, you know, complimentary football. The offense came out there, went down the field, scored. The defense came out there, shut them down. Offense went back out there, scored. That's how we want these boys to play every week. We get out, you know, whether we get the ball or whether we defending, we get off the field, we get the ball to the offense, they do their thing, and then we just feed off each other like that. You know, so that's how they came off. Now you got to give Arizona props. They kind of fought back in the game, and you know they had a couple of series where the defense was kind of little, you know, looked like they was off. Or you know, Arizona made some plays, but overall, you know, for 4 quarters they played hard, and then you know they couldn't do nothing with McCaffrey. They couldn't do nothing with Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? Purdy.
No, sir.
So Purdy was on point. You know, I sent y'all the videos of the breakdowns of Purdy. Purdy is playing at a high level. You know, a lot of people still saying it's a function of the system. Purdy, yeah, it's a system, but you got to give Purdy his props. Purdy making the plays within the system, but then making some plays outside of the system. So to me, you know, in this game, they did what they were supposed to do. It was a divisional opponent. You know, Arizona. You know, everybody thought Arizona was going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They're going to be better than a lot of people think. So for us to get the victory and then be 2-0 in the division, that's what they want. So now, you know, we turn the page and we get to focus on what everybody talking about them Cowboys. So that's where it's at now.
Prez.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think we started off a little slow on the defensive side. And I think they still adjusting, to be honest, man. I think our defense is I don't think we're as good as we were last year on defense yet, and we'll see if we can get there.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Can't hear y'all for some reason.
But to go back to it, and so yeah, but so I mean, my bad. I lost my train of thought. Arizona. Yeah, no. So I mean, I think we got to get off to a faster start on defense. It would like to see. I think this would be a fantastic game, man, for our defense to dominate. If we could step in, because they struggling a little bit, a lot of noise behind their offense, and so I would like to see us manhandle them on honestly, I think this defense is set up, and I think we're running into a good game tomorrow, or Sunday. So we'll see how it goes, but we just need to come out fast on defense for sure.
Real. Well, dog, like I said, I was impressed with Purdy. Like you say, taking some shots. You know what I'm saying? To me, the connection he had with Ayuk, and I think, you know, we got running themes on here. Ayuk definitely at number one. He's showing it consistently. Coming into it, we already know Debo nicked up, so you know we not expecting a lot. Same thing with Kittle. To me, I think he been messed up. I like whatever happened with he had abductor, groin, something.
Yeah,
I don't really think he, you know what I'm saying, because production not right, even on certain plays where he need to be picking up a block. He kind of slow to the punch. So to say we got dudes out there really just kind of decoying, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You eating off McCaffrey and Ayuk, and they eating, bro. So I loved it. I like Purdy. Like I say, throwing a deep ball, because to me, everything else I know he could do. If he could consistently knock that deep ball out, now we threatening the defense on all 3 levels, and I love it. The fact that he had one incompletion or some shit, I found that out today. So later, I thought that was phenomenal, because that means you making good decisions and you executing at a high clip. I don't give a damn if it dump off or what, and we know he not just dumping it off. So with that being said, the fact that you all slinging that bit and you only had one incompletion, yeah, we starting to work with something. And if y'all want, we go ahead on and flip it to Dallas, because to me, this one of them tests where we really gonna get to see. I know
Yeah,
they down a cornerback, but I still figure we gonna get a lot of press. You know, the pass rush gonna be there. The window's gonna be tight. What he gonna be able to do? I do think they're gonna be able to run that bitch on them, so it should make it a lot easier. But D-Town, fellas, what
yeah.
y'all expecting? Who y'all think gonna stand out? Let's do it.
Well, I think, and I was thinking on this today because I really just started watching the press conferences today. It's been a kind of long week for me, working and everything. But I think the key, as I was thinking about it, I think the key is first down offensively and defensively. Because we don't want to get in third and long against their pass rush,
Right.
and we want to get them in third and long against ours. So I got to agree with Prez. And me and Uncle Keith had talked Sunday night. He had called me. We talked about the Arizona game. And I'm not worrying about the offense because I think offensively they're going to be able to score. But our defense got to come to this one from jump. And they got to tighten up with the coverages. It's like the last two games against the Rams in Arizona, they've been hitting y'all with that crossing pad, and they've been killing Ward on that.
Yeah.
And they caught him a little bit with the deep, with the double move on Ambry Thomas in the Arizona game. So to me, y'all got to tighten up with the coverages, but the defensive line got to come to this party early and put it on Dak mind early that you're going to be in it. We're going to be on your behind full quarters. So I think it's not so much that I'm worried about the offense, because one thing I know about Purdy, he ain't going to put it in harm's way. He going to take what the defense give. He going to read the coverage correctly. He ain't going to force the ball like that. The key to this game, to me, is the quarterback. We got the quarterback that ain't going to make the mistake. They got the quarterback that normally makes the mistake when the pressure comes.
On 57% of Purdy's passes, he went to the second or third person in the progression.
Exactly. So
That's knowing your offense, and that's being a smart quarterback. He didn't get locked on a receiver, and that throws the defense off. The advantage we have over the Cowboys defense is they're so eager, and you got a quarterback that can read through progression and exploit your weaknesses. They leave pockets all through their defense, which is how Dobbs beat them. He put them where they wasn't.
Yeah.
The Cowboys had more time of possession, more offensive plays, and could not score against the Cardinals. And we ran them out the stadium. Oh, I'm back, by the way, y'all. Red Cup and all.
I know that's right, Alt.
There you go.
I think this game solely lies on the offensive line. This is definitely the best, or I'll say the most complete defensive line that they are about to face, and they cause havoc. Straight up, they cause havoc. Like, that's what it is. And we just got to stay in pocket, man. It's really, I think, Good said it. We gotta be able to run this ball Sunday to keep us out of them long situations, because I think that's where we can be susceptible, is already getting blindsided in a fumble type of thing, fumble sack, strip sack, stuff type like that. So it's really, 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 really pertinent that McKivitz is on, Kittle's on, Juszczyk is on, because we're gonna have to use them dudes to help to whatever side Parsons is coming on.
I tell you somebody else too, though, Perez. You got to look at Mason. Now, Purdy's and Mason's timing is impeccable. They read each other well. A couple of out patterns he played in the last game, he hit him on a dime. That was his perfect out for him. And Mason can hold on to the ball, because he'll take some hits against Dallas.
I don't think you're gonna see too much Mason.
Yeah.
Perez, it wouldn't be the first time you and I disagree, but I guarantee you, I'll tell you what, I'll send the case of your favorite beer if you don't have 3 receptions.
Oh yeah, he definitely having 3 receptions. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, but you know what? You only got to put Dallas on their heels once or twice.
Plays, shit.
You know,
it's gonna be a heavy dose of McCaffrey, I think, too.
Yeah, this is McCaffrey game. Like, if this is the one, like this is the one to slap him, to straight slap him, and like that's what we got to do. We run that ball successful in the first quarter. This game's over by the third quarter.
You think we got to jump on, score at least 21-0?
I
I ain't
think
First
gonna
half.
say nothing, but yeah, you got to put
we
up
we
some.
need to do what we've been doing, and we need to stop their opening drive, and we need to go down the field and put 7. That's
Well,
what
let
we
me.
do. That's what we've done consistently this season, and that's what we need to continue to do.
Who's
Let
more
me.
nervous, Dallas or 49ers?
Dallas.
Dallas pressure on
Yeah,
Dallas.
this
Man,
it's a big game, and it's San Francisco and Dallas, but still the goal is bigger. The hunger is bigger. The losses is bigger. What we've experienced is like it's that this is the next 60 minutes on a journey, bro. And I think that's how we gotta stay looking at stuff. Because
one game at a time.
yeah, 100%.
You
100%.
know,
But I ain't get caught up in the hoopla because this is just another regular season game. It's a big game, 100%, but this is still lower than the goal. And I think our team's at a level where we don't react week to week in the same capacity as others. Because I think I read an article that said basically we feel like we were owed the last 2 Super Bowls, and we got that's the chip on our shoulder against the world. And I feel that.
rightfully so.
That's how I feel as a fan. Like this is like what are we doing? So it's like long story short.
There are two types of great warriors, samurai and ninja. Samurai has an expectation of victory based upon 1,000 years of tradition. Ninjas just win. We win a ninja state. We don't make a lot of noise. Just win, baby. You know, and really, if we focus on that one game, this game shouldn't be any bigger to us than any other game. Do what
Facts.
we do on both sides of the football. I was
Facts.
so I went back and watched this game twice, and that second time I focused on one thing and one thing only: how clean the pocket stayed all day for Purdy. Even if he had to shift to keep it clean, he's smart enough in the pocket. In fact, he's one of the smartest quarterbacks I've seen in the pocket in a long time.
Mhm.
And his ball placement is some of the best I've ever seen. He made a play in the third quarter to Ayuk on an out route that he put it at Ayuk's waist before he even turned. It was the only, and Ayuk was well covered. Only his receiver could catch the ball, and it got there the same time the receiver turned. He anticipated more turns than any young quarterback I've seen in a long time. He threw him open all day long, and you can't teach that,
Uh-uh.
you know.
Hey,
Hey Ben, are you becoming a believer?
I'm starting to, and this game right here is one I had circled that I really won't see. Now, like I say, coming into it, I'm expecting both of the corners to be there, so I'm expecting him to really have to work some tight windows. Now, even though Diggs out, the other guy, I feel like his last name Grant or something. I think he got like 8 picks.
Oh yeah,
So
Deron Bland.
Bland.
Bland,
thank you,
yeah.
bro. So that just let me know they still gonna be ball hawking. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Now, all I want to know is because I'm getting and listening to all the shit on TV. Basically, they're saying the last game was hella close, and McCaffrey wasn't uber productive as he's been throughout this season. So if we do run into that where McCaffrey not necessarily being the McCaffrey that we expect, then ultimately that means more gonna fall on Brock. Because if McCaffrey not being productive, I don't see Shanahan turning to Mason like, well, let's see if Mason could do it. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? What you say, P. Walker?
I would differ with you with that from this standpoint. Now, I think Shanahan, they're going to try to come and establish a run with McCaffrey. Dallas going to do that. But this is where we use him as the chess piece that he is. I
Mhm.
think they do get run in this game because you can use McCaffrey in the receiving position. You got to honor him as that threat as a receiver.
No, I'm
That
with you, but all I'm
what?
saying is from last time, I heard he wasn't productive, rushing or receiving. That mean they
Yeah,
took him out the game.
yeah.
So if they
Well,
could
but
take him
You
out,
talking about in that last Dallas game?
in the
yeah.
playoffs.
well,
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
Okay, yeah.
that was the case. But no, I think in this game, I think you still gotta give Mason some run. You can't run McCaffrey every play. And like I'm
Yeah.
saying, yeah, initially they're gonna they're gonna try to establish a run with him, and we know Dallas gonna be on it. And so if it's not working, you don't give up on it, but you use him as a chess piece in other ways to maybe get the ball to Mason. Because I think in this game you gonna need that thump. that Mason bring if they're gonna try to ultimately
Yeah.
wear Dallas down. So to me, that's the play. This is where having McCaffrey is to our advantage because we can use him as that chess piece all over the board. We can line him up at receiver. We can line him up in the slot. We can line him up in the backfield. I won't be surprised you see Debo back there. Shanahan gonna have some tricks that Quinn ain't looking for on some level to try to get the advantage in his favor. Then we know Brock and the chemistry he have with Ayuk. Well, you know, they figure they're gonna put Gilmore on Ayuk, and then they're gonna try to roll Bland to Debo. Well, Kittle still might not be 100%, but he still got a mismatch against their linebackers in some way. And then we still got Jawan Jennings, and we got Ray. We got more
Ray.
Yeah. So, you know, I just think that, like I said, I'm not worrying about offensively. I think we can score enough offensively. The key to this game is, I would agree with Prez. It's the offensive line, but it's our defensive line. Our defense got to set the tone early.
Facts.
This one.
Facts.
And if our
We got to hit that. We got to hit that at least once.
Got to get pressure and all of this. This was Hargrave and this what we paying y'all this dough. We paying
and
y'all
stop
these.
the run.
Hey, y'all, you know.
1 second before you go to defense. I think the biggest factor in our offensive performance tomorrow will be Kyle Shanahan. Sunday will be Kyle Shanahan. I don't like the games that he called. I think he plays very conservative. It could be the playoff games, but I've seen him. Like, if I go back and watch those two games specifically, they're the ones that stand out to me from Shanahan as being conservative. For whatever reason, I think he highly respects their defense because it is Dan Quinn and he knows what he can do, and he got to let them loose. He's got to let them loose.
Do you think he's called a conservative game so far this season?
No, he's not 100%. And I think, and I'm hoping that it continues, but we're going to find out.
Trust factor.
Exactly.
Was the last time Shanahan trusted the quarterback as much as he trusts Purdy?
I would agree with that.
Another thing I want to point out too, we talked about chess piece, and I'm glad P. Warrior brought up McCaffrey as a chess piece. Let me tell you who was the biggest chess piece in the last game was Debo. Running counters and slants and helping Brock read the defense. He wasn't an effective receiver or runner because he's hurt, but he sure got the attention of the defense a lot, shifting the lines and taking them out of zone coverage. So I totally agree with P. Warrior that we need to play chess. But we also need to play smash mouth. Throw the ball deep. You know, get those out in the open field catches. Throw your receivers open and let them and get that yak game going. Keep the Cowboys defense on the field. This last thing, we had 5 out of 6 drives ended in a touchdown. Think about that. That's ball control. That's smart play. And that's doing what you do better than anybody else in the NFL. Controlled aggression. And when you got a boxer's chance like the Cowboys do, you got to knock them out.
Yeah.
You got to hit them hard.
I do think, and Stephon Gilmore is a Hall of Famer, and and he's going to be essential to their defense and will be a big fact in their defense success. But I know he ain't seen speed like this. He's not seen a scheme. He's not had to play us, right? Stephon Gilmore, Diggs ain't there no more. Bland might have played last year, you know what I'm saying? But Gilmore didn't play us, so he doesn't understand. He ain't seen it, watching it on the tape. And I think it's going to be a matchup that we'll exploit and can very well real life, man. I can see a scenario where we really stomp them out. If we really come and play and set that message and send that message that people understand. And I think we're waiting for that perfect game where it comes from both sides. And I think this is a great time for everybody to show up.
To come together. I got to tell you something. I was impressed with our offensive line for the first time in 2 years this last game.
Mm-hmm.
Even run protection, shifts, giving them enough time and enough to move around the pocket. I mean, I saw Trent Williams make one mistake the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only incomplete pass Purdy threw all day. And he got beat by a spin move. And our offensive line never held it like that before. And because remember, the Cardinals ran through Dallas's offensive line. They stopped the run and had Dak running for his life his whole second half of that game. I never saw Purdy under any real stress.
Facts. Yeah,
Yeah, we definitely gonna need the O line to come to the party this week.
facts.
But our defense, oof, that's gonna be fun to watch. I got to tell you something. I looked at a lot of quarterbacks and have had my favorites over the years. And when he broke Young's record for completions, that said a lot about that young man to me. You know, he wasn't just thinking and dunking it. He threw some long balls. He threw some out routes. He threw some over the shoulders and was 25 for 26. That ain't no fluke.
Nah, and look,
That's putting the ball on the numbers.
I'm with you. I'm a little less, on all the.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like
work
don't
you
get me
till I'm
wrong.
gonna work you till we 13-0. Don't worry about it, Ben. You got time.
Look. Nah. When I'm at the job, I'm talking shit. But
Yeah.
hey, that boy ain't lost a game yet. But still in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, just pipe it down a little bit, good. Don't get too ahead of
I
yourself.
keep telling everybody it's a big secret. Don't tell all our secrets.
Yeah, I'm trying to still downplay it a little bit. And when I do, they act like I'm crazy and shit. I'm like, I just need to see a little bit more. But he handling his business, bro. I can't,
This a
can't
big
say
one.
nothing else.
This a big one. I think this is a big for Purdy. I think, and not that they gonna crown him, but I think
But
this.
dog, I'm with you, Prez. If he go out there and I'm talking about, and we light this bitch up, 28, 30 points. He threw for 3 touchdowns, might run for 1. You know what I'm saying? No real major gaffes. Fucking right. And then after Micah Parsons already had brought your name up and all this other shit, like he got you circled. He looking for you, dude. You go out there and y'all bust their ass. Oh yeah. Now all we gotta do is keep the level head. And Prez, I wanted to touch on this what you said about their mind frame and them feeling a certain type of way about coming up short. This has been my biggest problem with them, and I hope that they turn the corner. In the past, to me, they felt like they came up short, but to me, it was an expectation now. Like they expect the shit to fall in their lap because it didn't go right and they talented. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
They
that's
didn't
feel like they
real.
old.
necessarily,
That's
yeah,
real.
like the whole repeat shit, like the whole mind frame to me was a little off. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want to really repeat because you came up short. So to just be running with that whole mind frame to me was warped. Now it seemed like because they came up short, it's a fire there, and they gonna take what you see. What I'm saying,
Exactly.
Let me tell you where the fire is. Let me tell you who our fire starter is. And I'm gonna
talk
say
to
it,
me.
and so hopefully it makes sense. It's Purdy. I'm gonna tell you why. He went from Mr. Irrelevant to just barely be one of the last players making the team to being QB1, put in the grace under fire, to coming out in the playoff game, most important game of his life, not even being able to raise his arm above his shoulder, continued to play, came back and is 4-0, playing brilliant football, and he still gets no respect.
Good.
Still.
Good.
Okay. And Michael is calling him out, talking about he's a fraud, this and that. What's the one thing Purdy showed you in the game they got behind? He has that comeback gene. He has that heart gene. And I think he has fired up his entire team and they follow his flow. Is there any question about who's the leader on that team?
Oh no, it's him.
Facts. But there's
We're
a lot.
we're talking about a rookie quarterback
There's a
as
lot
far
of
as the defense.
Yeah,
there's
now
a
see,
lot of leaders
yeah,
on this
on that
team.
level, I
Yeah, but
don't
what
know
I'm
how much. Yeah,
I'm
the
talking about
leading shit.
inspiration wise.
All
Here's
right, hell yeah,
yeah. Oh no, 100%. I mean, it's I think when you got a top tier quarterback, everybody rallies around you. But
There's an
when you ain't
expectation.
a top tier quarterback, I think it's very visible to see fan bases and players not really rally around your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think, because I've always referred to as red and gold, I've always referred to us as Spartans. I think it started with Harbaugh when they came in the mentality on offense and defense,
My favorite coach.
especially with Shanahan. Like on offense and defense, we are going to physically dominate you. We are physically,
Mhm.
that is what we are here to come at you and take your soul out of the game. Type that's who we are. And so I've always referred to us as Spartans, you know what I'm saying? Like in that manner. And I think that Purdy, we finally have a quarterback that epitomizes the core of this team. Because that same fire that's in the team lies in that quarterback for a multitude of reasons. And you see it. And you see it.
I want to make 2 points real quick. First thing that impressed me about Purdy was in a preseason game, he went off script. Secondary thing is, I don't think he will adhere to a losing script or formula or be pulled back. I think that as he goes, the team goes. And Shanahan's trust is, even if he goes off script, he will protect the football and make something positive happen. And that's a very important factor. When we talk about how Shanahan coaches conservatively, I don't think Brock Purdy has conservative thought in his head. He wants to push the ball, push the ball, push the ball, and make positive impact on every single play. He wasn't bashful about those 25 out of 26 throws he completed. He's putting the ball on the numbers anticipating a route. You know how hard it is for a young quarterback to have your receiver making a break, going across the defender, another defender, and anticipating he's going to pass the second defender and putting the ball right there.
X.
That ain't easy.
And in this particular offense, you have to do that for your offense to perform at its greatest because it's based off of a run after catch. And so people really like that. Like that's where he really don't get enough credit because not only, you know what I'm saying, is it he throwing them open and everything, but he was like, for your offense to run at its peak, those are the throws you have to make. Any other thing takes it away because if it's a little outside of that don't run, that ain't that 40-yard touchdown scamper. You know what I'm saying? It's not that, and that's what we're predicated on. And so definitely from that standpoint,
I'm gonna say this, dog. Like the main question I have about Brock Purdy, I guess, is a little bit better than Jimmy G good enough to really win it all? You know what I'm saying? Because Kyle Shanahan already told us we needed something better than Jimmy G. That's why they went to get Trey Lance, but that didn't work.
So
Now
let's
we have
define a little bit better.
that.
Let's
But
talk
hold on,
about
hold
this.
on. All I'm gonna say
Okay?
is this, and we could definitely get into the definition of it.
Yeah,
But
please.
I would say my question of is a little bit better than Jimmy G good enough. I think the team believed that he is a little bit better and it is good enough. You know what I'm saying? And they playing like that. That's the major question for me. But I think they think whatever his good enough is good enough for them to win with.
okay. Hey, let me ask you this: was a healthy Jimmy G good enough to win a Super Bowl?
I think so.
Exactly. So yes, in my opinion, anything above Jimmy G level with Kyle Shanahan and this quartet of who he has around him on that offense and that offensive line is good enough to win a Super Bowl. 1,000%. Because a healthy Jimmy G, we didn't get to see healthy Jimmy G. We saw it in the Super Bowl, and he played really well. He just missed a big time throw. You know what I'm saying? Like a big time throw in a crucial spot.
But to me,
Every
that
single top 10 rated quarterback in this NFL this year has had a shit game except for one. Tua, Josh Allen, Trevor. They've all had one shit game this season. Have they not?
Mhm.
But the only one you may be able to say didn't have a completely shit game was Jalen Hurts. And to me, his team is better than the quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's a good team game manager. He's inspirational. In fact, he's about as close thing I see to Purdy out there. When you look at the mechanics, dynamics, and how he handles his team. Josh Allen, raw talent, but he's got the mind of a Dak Prescott sometimes on certain throws he makes.
It's not
Forces
there.
it in there.
I
He
love
doesn't. Tua can be emotionally stopped.
yeah.
Get down on himself and make the throws in the dirt on wide open receivers with the speed he has. So when I'm asking or looking to define a little bit better than Jimmy G, There's one thing Jimmy G did not have that this kid has in spades. Jimmy G had the locker room as far as friendliness and respect, but he didn't inspire that locker room. You can't tell me he did.
No, and
He
I
wasn't
think
inspirational on the field, on the sidelines, and in the locker room.
now if you want to talk about, if we looking at it from the standpoint of, a little bit Brock Purdy being better than Jimmy G can, win us a Super Bowl. I think Jimmy G, if he would have been healthy, I think we would have won a Super Bowl. But the difference to me between Purdy and Jimmy G is Purdy can make the throw that Jimmy could never make. I
Yeah, he
think
sure
Purdy can
can.
make that throw. If Purdy is the quarterback and making that throw, we win that game. Jimmy couldn't make that throw. And then in pressure situations, Jimmy would kind of crack at times. We saw it in the Rams game and in that game, So to me, when the pressure get the greatest, Purdy ain't gonna crack. And I go back to last year in the game against the Cowboys. Come on, man. Second playoff game, however many games he had started. You going up against this rough and tough defense, and yeah, Shanahan played it close to the chest, but he had to play it close to the chest because he couldn't completely trust Purdy to make the throws necessary. But, he didn't want to put it in Purdy's hands, which is the smart play. But when Purdy had to make the plays, who made the plays? Purdy did, and Dak didn't make the plays.
Yeah.
So if we spin it forward, Purdy is a better version of himself than he was then.
Yeah. I don't think we've not, and you can't, and here's the thing, like.
So, I look at it like this, and it goes back to what you said, Prez. Shanahan game plan was conservative. Is he gonna let the boy loose?
Exactly.
And let him do his thing? Do Shanahan? The question we could ask: okay, do Shanahan totally trust him to let him do his thing? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We gonna find
Here's
out.
another question. Here's another question. Does Purdy have enough of Shanahan's ear to get him to let him loose?
Well, because
this kid has heart at a level where he fires his team up. He's an emotional leader. And he says, "Coach, let us go. We can run him out the building." Will Shanahan let him do it? And would Purdy ask? I think so. He without permission, this kid went off script without even barely making the team.
Well, there's a lot that goes into it, and he's super young, man, and we've not experienced a regular season loss, and that's not realistic to think that it's going to continue. Like it's not that is far more likely to come to an end in the near future than it is to extend, in my opinion. So it's like the problem is that as soon as he has a bad game in a bad spot, he's going to be judged really, really harshly.
That damn narrative everybody talks about.
100%. And so there's going to be throws he ain't going to make. There's going to be plays that ain't going to be there. He's going to throw interceptions. There's going to be shit, basically, because it's his 16th, 17th game, period, in the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be ups and downs, and it's not going to continue in that facet. So it's like it's just time. We're going to have to see it. Every situation is the same. Yeah, he can go out here and kill it, bro, but we can get in the playoffs and he have a horrible first half or a horrible fourth quarter, and he may not be able to recover in the situation. And that's going to be the first time it's ever happened. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you think he needs to be tested?
No. I think you have to take it game by game. This is a test right here. This is a test.
Let's say the 49ers get down by 14 and Purdy brings it back to win by 7. Is that a test?
100%.
It's all a test.
What's the narrative about him then?
Well, the narrative
about him then is he could carry the team. Let's keep it real.
But the narrative doesn't matter to anybody else outside. That narrative doesn't matter to the people in every single NFL locker room. You know what I'm saying? The narratives
You're right.
Are for us. Right. It's not a bad thing, but that's not. So it's just like time is the only thing. Situations this weekend, next weekend, the weekend after that, they're like different circumstances. A lot of it is just going to be the very first time it's ever happened, and he's experienced it, and we got to go with how that lies. You know what I'm saying? But my whole
fourth game of the season. Let's talk about progression on the fourth game of the season. 5 out of 6 drives ended in a touchdown. McCaffrey runs wild. Purdy's 25 of 26.
well, right.
Scored the 13th consecutive game.
Week before that, he looked almost mediocre.
And threw for 288 yards, right?
Yeah. But he also, it wasn't an impressive. In my opinion, stats doesn't mean anything in analyzing a quarterback in our system because it's set up for yards after catch. And so is he winning? Is he making the right throws is more important than the stats. You know what in my opinion. Is Shanahan calling a conservative game plan or is he going all out? You know what I'm saying? Is he going 20-25 like he did last week, or does he miss 2 or 3 big time throws the week before that? If it was a better team, that could have been the difference in winning and losing if you're playing them type of thing. So it's all unknown. There's no it's all unknown with him, and it's going to stay unknown. It's going to stay unknown. It's going to stay unknown with Shanahan. So you'll get in this. We'll get in those situations and see how it is and see what it's called. But the reason I'm saying all this is Shanahan doesn't have any reason right now to cuff him. We are winning games. It should be a projection. We should be reaching for more and more and more every time we got on the football field because we ain't not getting what we trying to take. And so it's, will he call the game like that Sunday? That's what we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out about Kyle Shanahan's trust in Purdy and this team and where he's gonna go by how he calls this football game. I think Shanahan's the biggest tipping point in this game. Because I think he tends to go into conservative mode in big game moments.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we're gonna turn into the San Francisco Falcons. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see,
or is he gonna go?
See him, right? Yeah, you gonna
just because it's the Cowboys, just because it's Micah Parsons, just because it's that number 1 defense, there is absolutely no reason for him not to come out shooting just like he has every other team, and we're gonna see it. This is what I want to see. We're gonna see it. How Shanahan calls this game.
And it's my.
What about the use of Christian McCaffrey? I'm hearing some rumblings about that.
I think we all think they could spell him. I think we know they got enough good backs on the team where he, you know what I'm saying, don't have to take all those carries. You got Mason.
There's certain types of running backs that get stronger the more times they touch the ball. You think McCaffrey's that type of running back?
Yeah. I think that's most running backs.
So you got to kind of balance it out.
But with that being said, shit, you know he know he gonna get the touches. You feel me? It's not a matter of him getting into like a rhythm or getting a lather. You gonna touch the ball, receiving and rushing. So you gonna get your touches to get your rhythm. To me, it's the other backs that don't really get the touches where they could get in a rhythm to be productive as we know they could. You feel me? And that's the problem that Shanahan kind of have to meet. At the same time, too, they say McCaffrey kind of pick and choose his own spot. So if you supposed to come in for him and he wave you off, well, fuck. It seemed like he have the authority or the autonomy to do that. So it's kind of
he does.
You kind of fuck.
Yeah, facts.
And at this point, I think he's earned it.
He got it.
Purdy has 2, and Purdy has 2, and that's how it looks like they operate. If Shanahan will wear links with shit, 2.
But this the thing though. Not to cut you off, Preb, talking to own. He might have earned it, but this one, to me, Shanahan, buddy shit, I get it. But at the end of the day, I call shots. If I say Mason going in, you don't wave him off because I'm ultimately looking out for your best interest. I know you're trying to be productive, but I need to limit your carries. So I need Mason to come in the game. Now, every now and then I get it. You know, you're feeling it all right. But it can't be too much of that because now you're going against ultimately my plan for you and the team. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
So we got to find a balance with that.
That's true.
Well, in this game, definitely he got. I think they need to get the ball to Mason a little bit more. You know, to not just to use it as a chess piece, but yeah, man, you playing a maybe one of the most physical defenses you gonna play. We can't afford to get the dude hurt. We all know that. We know what he means to the team. So I agree with everything you said, Ben. You know, Shanahan, you got to pull it, man. Look, you get a boy below Mason, you go in there. You know, and I think if the game plan is to run the ball, I think you need to let Mason get more care, especially if the game close in the fourth quarter and we got a lead, then we can use him to be that thumper to finish these boys off, you know, type of thing. Now, let's get back to what y'all was talking about with Purdy. To me, and I'm going to use the Tom Brady comparison. When Tom Brady first started off, you know, Belichick played defense, special teams. They had a conservative offense. He could trust Tom to make them throws and make the throws in a crucial moment. It was rare that Tom Brady made mistakes and they won. Well, that was last year's playoff game. Now, we know what he had in Atlanta when he had Matt Ryan in that offense, when Julio and them running backs and the line and everything. Well, he pretty much got that now. He don't have Julio, but he got damn good other players, receivers, and all of that. Now, if we really want to see, you know, because I believe as good as Dan Quinn is, I think Shanahan could eat him up. Honestly, I think Shanahan could scheme it open and could put a 30 spot on him easy. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, if what we want to see is we won't see them attack Dallas, not play defensive, but attack.
Exactly.
Okay, now there's a balance. There's a fine line with that. But if Purdy is who we believe he is, and Shanahan trusts him, then we shouldn't have a problem seeing it. Then you see what I'm saying? So I agree with what you said, Prez. This goes back to to Shanahan and the game plan, type of thing. But like I said, for me, for Purdy, we don't need you to throw for 3. Now, I'd rather if you got to throw for 2 and we win, great. If you throw for 3 and we win, great. I just want you to win. Now, if you throw for 3 and you come back and win a game, that's fine too. Because to me, I want to see the narrative change. Because the narrative is still, well, it's the system. It ain't really him. Well, he do some things great, but it's still a system. Well, okay, that's true. But I want to see you make some off-schedule plays that against, and this is going to be the game where you're going to have to make some off-schedule stuff.
Thanks.
Let's see if you can do that. And I think he can to change the narrative. Now, the narrative ain't going to totally change because people still going to feel like, well, he did enough, this and that, type of thing. So, like I said, man, if you throw for 3 and we win, great. If you throw for 2 and we win, great. I just trust that when the pressure get the tightest and the game be on the line, you ain't going to do what Dak going to do or anybody else. Crack. You going to make the play that's necessary for us to get the dub. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And I think, before I, get all my little soliloquy here, when that deep pass or that ultimate throw got to be made, Brock got something in him, like the Brady's and the ones that have the clutch gene to make them throws. Nice. And I think he going to catch Dallas because, see, Dallas going – and I think this the game with a double moves and Ayuk one of them routes going to kill Dallas because Dallas going to want to jump everything. This the game where you double move them and you catch them slipping. And that's when you take the deep shot. We all going to be going and watching the game. If Shanahan at that 50, Shanahan, let him throw that thing. Right. Let him throw that thing.
I got to ask a question. Who's a better long ball thrower, Dak or Purdy?
To me, it's Purdy. Purdy, you just ain't seen it enough.
How about Ben? What you think?
That to me is Purdy. I don't know.
Yeah, I got to see Purdy throw it a little more, so I'm gonna go with Dak.
What do you think, Press?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Dak because we know Dak. Dak's for a long time.
Completion percentage. Purdy's better than Dak. Average catch. Dak's at 6.7 yards a catch. Purdy's at 9.1. Touchdowns, 6-4.
But you got to miss me with that. And reason why is because we know at this point they're trying to take the ball out Dak's hand. First off,
and why is that?
Because we know in crucial situations Dak gonna do some bonehead
decision making, right?
That's
okay. So Your
Yeah, because
QB1 on the other
ultimately,
team,
bro,
you don't
like he a
trust.
head case. Other than that, we know. Like to me, Dak a good quarterback. It's just he
You
kind
call
of
him a
like a
head
James
case?
Harden. You know what I'm saying? Under pressure and in the playoffs, it's just not his time.
It's a
Yeah,
wrap, right?
yeah, basically. We know Harden now.
And
Yeah,
that's my guy. But yeah,
I do.
I
Yeah, but
want y'all
you,
to know that two years from now, Ben, if you still don't respect my quarterback to the level after 2 Super Bowl wins, I'm gonna have to come see you.
this the thing though.
We're gonna have to sit down and talk to each other and
In
hold
2 years,
hands and
only
hug.
way he gonna be that is if he's won. Because Shanahan don't really marry or tie himself to the quarterback position. So if he there in 2 years, that means he's won. So we're all happy, and I believe by then. You feel me? Like,
So there is
yeah,
hope for your belief.
oh
bruh.
yeah,
Every
oh trust.
game, like I'm more impressed every game. You feel me? He doing
Hold on, I gotta
more. I
write that
love
down.
it.
I gotta write today's
And he
October what?
not and he not
October the
turning the ball over. Like my biggest gripe was
5th.
last year when he played, he threw a lot of interceptions that motherfuckers dropped. Throughout training camp, he was throwing them same interceptions. So you see what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop because, like
Well,
what Prez said, he not gonna keep winning everything. So at some point, he gonna fall down, but he gotta get up and dust himself off. You
facts.
feel me? If he able to do that, we
But I think
good.
that's the key, though. We know eventually that he gonna lose and he may have a bad
Yeah.
game. But I think when Jimmy had the bad game and we lost, we would always be wondering, oh, is it gonna happen another next week? Is it gonna carry over? Well, on some level, you could say that could be the expectation. Okay, is Brock gonna have another bad game? I think he dusts it off and move on from it quick, make the adjustments and keep firing. I just think the difference between Jimmy and Brock is that Brock really, if his mentality is, I ain't got nothing to lose, I got everything to gain. I was the last pick of the draft.
Touchdown.
Nobody expects
Good
me
point.
anything or be anything. Okay, so he playing with house money in a sense, and he's proving people wrong because
He
people
really is.
underestimated his talent. Like I say, he got the fire and the drive of a Tom Brady. I ain't saying Tom Brady gonna do all of that. It would be great if he won 7 Super Bowls. Hell, we'd have all the Super Bowls then, and then we could really brag and talk crap. But just being honest. But to me, that's why he can just go out and remember when we were talking last year, we were talking about Jimmy playing free, Brock play free. There's no hesitation because he plays free. What he got to lose? Okay, he
From
came
game
in.
one.
He came in, he was the third quarterback of the scout team quarterback. By chance and through injury, he get his chance. He go out there, he take full advantage of his chance. Same thing, shit, if you look at Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe was the starter making all the money. Jimmy was fucking making all the money. Then he get hurt. Tom come in there, he ain't never looked back. Brock come in the same way. I ain't got nothing to lose. I was Mr. Irrelevant. I ain't even supposed to be out here. But now I got my chance. I'm running with it. I ain't gonna never take it back. And I got the hunger and desire to keep go get it. So to me, that's what it is.
And he out here winning, and it's so important. You know what I'm saying? The only reason Brady and Belichick got to where they were at is because in the beginning they won, and they won a lot, and they kept winning. And so when you have that, there aren't any limitations. You're not going to go into a game thinking, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So every time Brock steps on that field, I think with Shanahan, I think they do feel like it's okay. There ain't nothing we can't call right here. There ain't no throw that you can't make right here. You know what I'm saying? And so we get to see it. And so it's really important, man. It's really important, especially these next 4 games, man. Like as dominant as we think we are, if we can run the table on these next 4 games, this team will take that step. This team will take that step into pure domination, real domination. You know what I'm saying? Like separating yourself. And I think we got a chance. I think we got a chance to do it because I think this team can really, really dominate. You know what I'm saying? We win and we win all the time, but we don't dominate. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. And those Ravens teams dominated. Those Steelers teams got to the point where they dominated. You know what I'm saying? There's a level that the basis of the core of this team that can still take in a domination week to week. And this is here. It's right here because the more he wins, the more Shanahan and all these go right, the more unlimited everything stays open. And I always will say our biggest thing will be Shanahan in these big moments when we get in these playoff games and this big time. Is he gonna dumb down the play calling because of his past, because the games he's lost, the games he's experienced. You know what I'm saying? Like I really hit on Shanahan on this. It's really important for us to win because we can rough away some of Shanahan's edges, you know what I'm saying, and get to see him in his greatest form as a coach, unlimited, taking those chances, then we really can see our team at its peak.
Now, to piggyback off of what you just said, I think you're starting to see Shanahan starting to take more chances.
Exactly.
In terms of like the fourth downs and certain situations, he going for it because of the trust and these types of things. I think
4th and 3, 4th and 4.
Like, look. Mike McDaniel's putting some pressure on them over there too now.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, Pete, I hear you.
But yeah, I think you can see Shanahan taking more chances, taking more risks, kind of going against the conventional wisdom that says, I gotta play conservative, this and that, or whatever. Now we need to see it when it's gonna count. So I agree with you there. But I think you're starting to see him based off the team he have, based off of Purdy being able to be like, okay, man, on this situation, I can go ahead and we can take this risk. I got confidence in him. I got confidence in my defense that we can hold if it don't work. But if I call this play, it can be executed and it work, and then we just keep going on attacking. Because like I say, at the core, Shanahan, even though we know he can play the game conservative, we know what he had in Atlanta. He attacked.
Oh, 100%.
And that's really what we waiting for. We waiting for him to attack all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So, like I said, this will be the game to be like, okay, is he going to attack? Dallas got a good defense and a pass rush, and he got a game plan. But if you start rolling this thing and you get this momentum and start going forward, don't let off the gas. Stay on the gas. You know what I'm saying? Keep attacking. So we know that we still got some questions got to be answered. You know what I'm saying? As far as those kind of things go, but at least we kind of seeing Shanahan maybe coming out of that type, deal shell, thing or whatever.
I think our defense scores this week too.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
But no,
because if we put pressure on the Cowboys early, they're gonna take some chances they shouldn't take, and we know who's capable of throwing the ball right to us.
Exactly.
And our boys, they end zone hungry. We haven't really talked about Bosa and these cats, but they coming, man.
I think this is
Hargrave and Drake, they coming.
Lead the game too, because to me, honestly, I feel like they're underperforming.
Exactly. I feel the same way. 100%.
I feel like they're underperforming.
100%.
They ain't played the best game yet.
They not hunting really. You're getting some pressure, but you're not getting the sacks. It reminded me a couple of years ago. You're around the quarterback, but you're not. You're there just. I need y'all to tighten that shit up.
We talk about aggressive play calling, and we're talking about managing our player reps. The thing that's to me the greatest factor this season will be how healthy we keep our team.
For real.
We have too many key people in key positions that could pretty much end our season. We lose Dak, we lose Mac, we lose Ayuk. That changes us dramatically. We're deep in every other position except quarterback. We're pretty deep in running back, but we ain't got a Christian McCaffrey back there. And Ayuk is our best deep threat. In fact, he's in the top 5 now of all receivers. He's getting to he's phenomenal status. So we got to manage our players. We got to manage the injuries.
And that's the only reason why I could see him not necessarily coming out offensively, guns blazing like we want. Because realistically speaking, all the weapons not ready. You feel me?
Not healthy,
Debo, Ayuk really just coming back. You know what I'm saying? So
we don't need exasperate injuries.
Right. we need to do enough to get the job done and come home whole. You know what I'm saying? We won't do it in a good fashion, but that's the only reason why I can see him not really being able to
We
just,
need to Floyd
you
Mayweather.
know,
They behind. Outpoint him.
real. And just, you know what I'm saying? Later on, we'll be able to really unleash the dragon when everybody really, kind of ready to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. But my honest to God, oh sorry, my honest God feeling is I like to stomp the smoke out of them.
Oh hell yeah, I'm with
For
you
real,
on
I
that.
need I want them to be beat back into humility. I want them to have Stephen A. Smith be so rude the next day that I have to turn the station. That's what I really want. He can't
Yeah.
stand Dallas.
Hmm.
Oh, the Bears are beating Washington 17-0.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my.
boy Phil slanging that thing. Him and Moore rolling out there.
Oh, I.
Oof.
Well, okay.
Well, all
Well,
right, fellas.
corrected. I thought Washington would might win.
So did I.
Yeah, yeah. I cut it on. It was 10-0. I said, "Whew."
I
It
just
was
I
real
just
in
cut
the
it on.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
brother.
fellas,
Well,
Yeah,
what's the
man.
prediction
Shit.
for the game, man? What the final scores prediction? What is gonna be?
41-17 49ers.
Ooh, that would be nice. Well, I ain't gonna predict no score. I just say we gonna win the game. I think they'll make the plays necessary to win it. Purdy will do what he do, and I think the defense gonna come to the party from jump, get a couple turnovers, get on Dak. He gonna crack like he always do, and we get this dub and go to 5-0. So that's my prediction.
Oh my goodness.
I I think Dallas is just as fragile as Miami is. Paper Tigers.
Nah, I'm hoping we get the dub, bro. Honestly, with all the everybody being on us so much, you feel me? Like if I'm betting, I'm going with the Cowboys just because everybody on us so strong. But the fan in me, I want us to whip them. You know what I'm saying? And we at the crib, shit.
You got me checking my pulse over there, Ben.
Nah, real shit, bro. Cause
Yeah, I ain't messing.
when they on them heavy like that, every time I listen to somebody, they saying how we gonna win. Dallas can't do this.
I agree.
You
That
know,
jinxes us a little bit and puts a little
eh,
pox on us.
right. So hopefully some of that Purdy dust, you hear me?
I,
I
We'll
I
be
heard
think
you.
all right.
I
You
think
snuck it in there, didn't you?
I think it could
Yeah.
be it could be a fourth quarter game. You know what I'm saying? I think we could probably win by 7-8, somewhere in that way. I think it'll be a closer. I think it'll be a closer game.
Mhm.
If we play our game, I expect it to be a blowout. It's my
Well, one
opinion.
thing about it, fellas, we gonna be the
Got to
only
play the
ones
game.
on TV. You know what I'm saying? So shit, everybody gonna get to watch, and I will be eager to see what y'all saying in that chat. You know what I'm saying?
I
Well,
almost like
I'm
we
gonna
need.
be hanging out with some Cowboy fans just so I can show them how rude I can be.
Oh wow.
I think
I ain't never scared.
I think this is a big game for Bosa, man. I think this is really
I
where
hope so.
we need him. We need him to come back to form and get to this. I think it's a good platform. I think it's a
Hmm.
good platform being Sunday Night Football.
Do you think our defense has been held back more than our offense?
Yeah, I
Um,
think our defense
no,
got
I
to
think
come.
we lost big time players. We lost big time. Losing Emmanuel Mosley is a big time loss. Losing Jimmy Ward is a huge loss.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, no. I think the defense from a secondary standpoint doesn't have better players.
Than the offense does.
Than, no, than we had last year. Just the defense. The defensive side.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Right, right.
so I mean, and it's a new scheme. You know, I think it's growing pains. I think that's just really where you're going to have growing pains this entire year, because ultimately we know Ambry Thomas ain't the answer. So it's just
Hey,
they need to address
good call on
cornerback.
that.
We need to address the cornerback position.
Look, and we don't really like Oliver in the slot.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
There's
He is
two.
he has had made some good plays, but he's overperforming.
Yeah.
I think
Now
he's at
one
the
last
extent of what he can do.
Womack will be back in 4 or 5
Please.
Yeah.
So,
You know they got the trade deadline.
no, I fully expect us to bring in a cornerback around the trade deadline for sure.
I agree.
Come
Well,
on,
fellas,
come
I'm
on,
gonna have to
sir,
leave
man.
you.
Yeah, I got to get to the job myself,
Already.
Yes, sir.
Ooh wee.
Yes, sir. Next week, fellas.
All right, then.
All right, we out the door, y'all.
Bang.
All right, be blessed. Bye bye, guys.
Bang, bang.
Bang.